All right, welcome everybody. Man, that's stupid. All right, so today we're gonna take a look at the Bitcoin. We're gonna take a look at Ethereum versus the US dollar. We're gonna take a look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and we're gonna take a look at gold and silver. And I actually think that Bitcoin is not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad if we can see some bullish price action right here. All right, so let's just jump right into the charts. All right, how about that intro? All right, so let's start off by looking at Bitcoin on the weekly. Weekly, obviously, right now very important. Why? Well, it's the weekly, so it's important. Weekly is always important, guys. So I'm not liking this, guys. I'm not liking this. We closed the weekly below this white line, the 200 simple, and we failed to. Basically, what happened right here was we had a. I think, this kind of looks like a bearish retest, so not good at all. Price action on the weekly is not looking strong. I would say that as long as we the longer we stay in this area, I think we're due for a bounce upwards. So let me repeat, right? The longer we stay in this area, I think we might get a move upwards. But the thing is, we're also trading below the 200 simple on the weekly, right? So that type of analysis is pretty much, I guess, contrary, because we have as a trader, you have to really realize both views, both the bearish case and the bullish case. And right now, I'm thinking the bearish case is the fact that we are trading below the 200 weekly on the 200 weekly. What? The 200 simply? God damn it! I can't speak. I can't speak. We're trading below the 200 simple on a weekly. That's it. So the fact that we are below the 200 simple on the weekly means it's basically bearish, right? So we need to move up and reclaim the 200 simple. But if we stay in this area, I think the odds of actually moving up and reclaiming that area, I think it's stronger, if you will. So as you can see here, I got this gray area marked out here as a potential ranging, an area where I'm seeing Bitcoin will probably range. Like if we're gonna range somewhere, we're probably gonna range in this area right here. Obviously, big area, but I would expect price action to bounce. Using the 200 simple as resistance, and this this part down here at around 5,000 as support. So if you're a range trader, that's awesome, right? Because you can probably get in a couple of good trades here. So that's the weekly. That's basically all I'm looking for right now. The bullish case is a reclaim of 200 simple, a reclaim of this which I think is range high on the lower time frames, and then a move up to reclaim the 6.5 area, this red box here, and that's when I will start to become high time frame bullish on Bitcoin. The bearish case for Bitcoin, well, it's looking pretty bearish right now, and the bearish case is just, basically if we fail to hold this area when we start closing weeklies below that, I do expect a move down to the 377 EMA right here on the weekly. So a move down into 3K is looking likely. If we fail to hold this area, we have first of all we have the 4K area, but 3K is looking not unlikely at all. And this for me is the last line of defense really for Bitcoin. Let's zoom into the daily to see what we got here. So trading again inside this gray area here. Let's see, where do I have the range on this one? All right, the range looks something like this. I think I got two different ranges on Bitstamp and on Bybits. Let's take a look here. Yes, so my Bybit range. So I'm trying to play different ranges here, basically. To be honest, I gotta Yeah, I gotta figure out which one is more accurate. I think I'm liking this one. So I've tried a couple of trades inside this range, and to be honest, I got stopped out on 2 out of 3 trades. So I'm just gonna take a step back and let PA develop itself right now. And you know what? I'm just gonna. I'm not liking this range at all. I'm just gonna delete that one. I think price action is looking more interested. I'm more interested in just watching price right now. Actually, let's remove this gray box on the daily. I only want to have that one on the weekly. So daily, all of these rights. That's better. Now we at least have the low down here. So what I'm watching here on the day on the 1 hour, well, I'm seeing this area right here. So we have the weekly. Let's just adjust the weekly 200 simple here. It's right at 5527. So as you can see here, I like to have my weekly moving averages marked out on the chart to make it easier to see if the weekly 200 simple lines up with any horizontal support and resistance, basically. So what I'm seeing right now here is we obviously got this area right here. Let's use, I think that's a more accurate level. Let's use these ones here. Yeah, that's looking good. Could probably fine-tune this level right here, but that's something I would be looking at. Let's see if we can find. All right, so here's perfect. That's the area I want, right? These kind of closes, and I want to use that level kind of closes here and the kind of closes here, right? That's the bottom of this level or area or whatever. So that's something I'm watching right now. It's looking like resistance, right? So we gotta make that one red. So on the daily, yeah, it kind of makes sense on the daily too. 4 hour looking good. 1 hour looking, well, it's looking better on the 4 hour, but 1 hour is looking good. So what I'm seeing here right now is for the bullish case, right, we need to see 4 hour closes above this area here. And also notice how the 4 hour 2-1 EMA is getting respected here. It got respected here, here, and it's now, you know, fake out here, and it's now trading around the same level at current prices. So I usually never watch the lower moving averages on the lower time frames. I usually watch like the 200 EMA and SMA on the 4 hour, or the 377. Very rarely do I watch the 21 EMA on the 4 hour, but the fact that it's actually getting, you know, price is actually respecting that one pretty good, and it's compliant with this support and resistance area right here. It's a good idea to watch that one. Also notice that the weekly 200 simple comes in pretty nicely here in the middle of this support zone, resistance zone. So I'm liking that. So I'm really seeing some good action here. And sorry for not answering the chat. I was for some reason the chat was offline for me. But hello, I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, I'm pretty sure it's Polish. And damn, Polish names are hard to pronounce. Patrick Tyson on the other hand, that's way more easier. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely, it's going sideways, and I think the lower time frames are very much the most interesting thing to look at right now. That's why I'm looking at the 4 hour and 1 hour. So basically what I'm thinking is a move above this area for a move up into this area. That's going to be met with probably heavy resistance, right? So how big is that move? Let's say we bounce off the 200 simple on the weekly. Well, it's a 10% move, right? And we can use that stop down here. So I don't know, man, like trading this area right here, I'm not sure where I would place my stop, but the setup would look something like this, right? So average entry in the middle of this area around the 200 simple, take profits, I'd say up here for a quick trade. Now we need to see a, well, yeah, it's a 2 hour trade, basically 1.97. So For scalp trade, I want to have a higher risk reward ratio, but the idea is you know what, I might have to, if we actually break above it, because price action could look like this, right? We could trade up here for a move like this, right? And then bounce up, and I would use that low as my stop loss level, or that one for a better risk to reward ratio. Right now we're seeing this low as a good stop loss level, these ones, right? But it's not really, we don't really have the risk reward ratio that I'm looking for right now. You could average down and set your average entry down here for a better risk reward ratio, but yeah, not sure about that one right now. We'll have to update you guys when we actually do break this area. So on the lower time frames, I still think we need to watch the 200 simple on the weekly. That's the level that needs to break to the upside, basically. So what I expect, like what I recommend you guys do is you know, pull out the weekly, see where the 200 simple is, and put a horizontal or whatever on the chart. See if you can find any confluence between the high time frame moving averages with low time frame support and resistance area. And also a very important thing here, what you need to watch for a bottom to be put in is like the simplest characteristics of a downtrend is a high, a lower high, basically lower highs all over this place, and lower lows, right? Obviously this is a high low, but you're seeing like the basic trend is down. It's pretty simple, right? But if we start to trade above this area right here, if we trade up here and create a high, a higher low, then a higher high, that this could very well be our, you know, a rounded bottom. And that's why I think this red area up here is so important, right? Let's see. Man. So we'll use this tool right here, show you the whole idea, right? So you want price to come down and form a rounded bottom, right? And this rounded bottom would basically be complete if we get closest above this area. So if you guys are, you know, waiting to enter Bitcoin, I think you need to wait for at least a higher time frame close above this area. And when I say high time frame close, I mean most likely I want to see a daily close, because notice here that we never got a daily close above this level here. A daily close and a daily close, like the first daily close here and a daily open below, would mean that it's just a fake out, right? So if you're super patient, you could wait for a daily open and close above this one before you enter. What's up, Ruben? You want to find a good entry for a short? Well, let's see if you have. Well, I guess. Yeah, man. I mean, I guess this area right here could be used as a pretty good area for short, right? This, let's say you enter short around this area. What the fuck is happening? God damn it. Yeah, good. That's good. Where were I? Alright, so this is obviously a, you know, bigger trade, I guess, a more high time frame trade. But I think this area for short, if let's say we go down and test the 3K area, then I think, you know, if you average, like if you find this area as your average entry, I think that's going to be a good, you know, a proper short entry, right? But and then you have to use these, you know, these highs of these wicks as a stop loss. But that's the idea, right? I'm not really sure about this one right now. But yeah, it's looking like a decent short entry. The problem though is if we start If we close maybe 4 hour open and close above this area, we come down and test it and then move upwards. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, and when I'm not sure, I should probably not trade this, to be honest, because the real good short area that I'm watching is this area up here. But the problem is that if we come up here, we are trading above the 200 simple. So it's just, for me, it's a lot of conflicting views right now. So for me, the best thing right now is to let PA develop. Yeah, that's all I can say. Right now I want to see PA develop, but I'll show you a couple of short setups. This one is the first, right? So this is the first I would be watching. Stop either above these highs here or just above this whole area here for a move down to 3K with partial profits down here. That's just a very bad R, so you need to use these highs here. But the fact is, this whole area here is resistance, so there is a big chance you will see this kind of move, right? And you will get stopped out and price will reverse. But using these high, like this whole zone as a stop loss area, well, it's not really the risk reward rate you're looking for. But if you think price will trade up here, you could begin a more high time frame short where you basically, where you basically start averaging into your short here with an average, let's say something like this, right? And your average short entry is going to be somewhere in this region, where your stop could be, let's see if we can find any good stop loss area. All right, so above those two, and it's going to be the 200 EMA, so around that area right here, right? Somewhere in that region. It's going to be I think a better short. This could be used as a hedge short, right? It's a good 3.15 R. So on the, that's probably a good short, to be honest. That could be a very good short, because you like, if you get stopped out here, you could use a manual stop too, if you can actively watch price. But if you get stopped out right here, actually you have the 21 EMA right here, and if we move up here, you will most likely get a move up to the 21 EMA in a daily. So it's tricky. It's I don't know what to say really. I guess this is a good entry for a short. It's a good area for a short, but yeah, I can't trade this right now. I'm seeing too many conflicting views in my TA, to be honest. All right, so let's move over to Ethereum USD. Let's just sum it up on Bitcoin first. Let's just sum it up. The bullish case, close above this area. The bearish case, get rejected here and fail to hold this area. That's when I think we will move down to 3K. The bullish case is close above this area. Expect this area to act as resistance, but if we start trading above this area, that's when I think we will see a pretty big move to the upside. Right now, my gut feeling is saying I'm bearish, right? So, but you should never trust your emotions or your feelings, right? But I'm thinking, and I'm more geared towards being bearish right now. Let's take a look at Ethereum USD. Took a look at this yesterday, but I'm gonna take a quick look today too. All right, so let's see. All right. Ethereum versus the US dollar. Very simple, guys. This is a bullish weekly order block. This is a bullish weekly order block. What is a bullish weekly order block? Well, a bullish weekly order block is the last down candle before a strong up move and a breaking market structure. So this is the last candle before a strong up move and a breaking market structure. Breaking market structure basically means you're breaking the downtrend for an uptrend. Breaking the downtrend for an uptrend. All right, so now that we found our bullish order blocks, you can see that the weekly touch this perfectly for a bounce up to the next order block, and we are now trading downwards. So what I'm seeing on Ethereum USDT, let's zoom in here. Well, I'm seeing a reaction of this weekly order block up here, and we are now slowly moving down into this order block right here. So the trade here would be to short the EQ. What's up, Crypto Parrot? So the short would look something like this, right? Where would you want to have your stops? Well, I don't know. Let's go down to lower time frames. So we have this level here, that one. Well, I'm not really seeing the risks to reward right now. You could be like, you could look for a move like this, right? Something like that for a quick scalp or a quick trade, right? Could use that level as your stop loss and a move down into that area, because you are getting like you bounced here and you're slowly trading downwards. So what this would mean, like you enter the downtrend basically. On the 4 hour though, we have a small uptrend forming here. So yeah, it's a bit risky, to be honest, a bit risky. But you will probably see price range between these two order blocks right here. All right, so let's take a look at Ethereum versus BTC. This one is looking interesting, and I remember me and Jay talked about this in the Nest Club chat, and he had his level as 0.02, which is basically right in the middle of the RC. So this is the level I'm watching to. I want to see a move down into the RC basically on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Also notice that the 200 simple on the daily is right on top of the RC here, this white line. So what I'm seeing here is lose this level. We will most probably lose this level, see a small bounce on the 200 simple, but then make a move down into the RC here for a bullish market structure, hopefully. And when we see this bullish market structure, we are going to wait for a breakout, retest, move higher. That's what I'm seeing on the Ethereum versus Bitcoin. I'm gonna have to speed this up because I'm going to try to do gold and silver too in 10 minutes and then answer your questions, right? So on gold, what are we seeing on gold? Well, we bounced off the 55 EMA, this green one on the weekly, looking pretty good. What I'm looking for is a breakdown of this area. So I'm looking for this short on gold actually. I want to see something like this. Breakdown and retest of that area. Stop. Well, god damn it, all the time. Stop would be somewhere in this region. I think that looks good, right? And first take profit would be down here, and then I would just trail my stop all the way down to whatever. But on the lower time frames, on the high time frames, I mean, this is probably an area where gold will stop dumping, right? This will probably be a, you know, as you can see here, if you look at the monthly, you have a bull market, a bear market, not a bear market. I'd say accumulation. We might see bounces here, distribution, right? Bear market down here again, and then a bull market like this, right? That's what I'm seeing on the high time frames for gold. So I'm looking for this short on gold, and when we break this area to the downside, I want to short a, you know, a 5 to 10% move down. And when I see bullish market structure forming in this area, I will wait for a breakout along the retest, and basically the exact same setup but reversed. Now let's take a look at silver. Where do we have silver? It's looking well, it's not looking beautiful. God, wow, it's not looking good at all. Well, silver down here would be a blessing, right? Let's see, we got that one. We have these ones forming a support area. That's our very, very low support, right? We have another area of interest right here. This is a much bigger one. I think I should use probably, let's see, I use that one. Probably these highs here. That looks better. So we have a closer support down here. Much wider, but it makes sense, right? So what I'm seeing for silver right now, I'm seeing a small move down into this area. Well, not really small, it's a 10% move. All right, so let's see if we can find any short on the lower time frames. So the moving averages on the weekly, the daily. All right, let's go into the 4 hour here, the 1 hour. All right, so what I'm seeing here is, all right, so this is looking pretty good. We have a level right here. And this is obviously very, very simple, right? Let's see if we can make a range here. Let's see, I'll zoom into the 50 minutes. Nope, I'm not liking that. I'm not gonna draw the range here. I'm just gonna use this low down here. I think that's more likely. So if we get this kind of move, if we break this area to the downside, I want to short a retest, something like this, right? If I move down into that area, stop loss would be wherever, like it depends on how price action looks when we actually break that area, but the short would look something like this, right? Short a retest after the breakdown, stop, let's say we have stop up here, right? And for move down. So a good 2.5 hour, makes sense, right? So that's what I'm watching on silver. So crypto parrot. So BTC on 7k would be a good place to short. Well, let me take a look. 7k. Well, like I said before, if you short 7k, you're actually shorting. Well, no, I think the better short would be. I think 6.5 would be a better short than 7, to be honest. Like the first, basically what you want to do is you want to short resistance, and you have one resistance here, you have the next resistance here, and you have the next resistance here, right? So shorting any of these levels would be a good short in my opinion, and then shorting the strongest level will obviously have, you know, be a better short, right? Because if you have a lot of price action on one level, that means it's a stronger level, and that means it will be a, you know, one interesting thing here, right in the middle of this red box right here, we have this bounce here. Well, wait a minute. So you had this bounce here, and this was basically the bottom of our last bull market, right? Before our last bull market, and same here, we had this touch here, which took us, you know, a very strong impulsive move, right? So I'm thinking the better short is probably around this area, right? You would then have to take partial profits, obviously, on the 200 simple. Where would you want to have your stop? Well, I think, you know, somewhere in this region. That would be the short I would be looking for, right? Well, a short. I'm not really looking for any positions right now because I'm feeling a bit confused, to be honest, with the world and the price action of everything. So I'm just trying to, yeah, somewhere in this region. Somewhere in this region would be a good short. But I'm you know, I'm staying in fiat right now, in cash, and I'm watching Bitcoin from the sidelines right now. I need to let price develop because, like I said, I'm feeling, you know, a bit confused with everything that's happening in the world and the price action of Bitcoin and everything. And I feel like I've been stopped out on 2 out of 3 trades down here, and I'm feeling like I'm just chasing setups right now. So I want to see a clear structure emerge before I trade this. And right now I'm thinking, first of all, I need to see a move above this area. or a move below this area. I'm not really sure. I'm not really seeing. Well, I am seeing a lot of setups, but I'm feeling like I'm kind of starting to chase setups. So one of my rules is when you start feeling stressed and confused of price action, just take a step back and exit all positions and observe price from a unbiased position basically. All right, guys, so I think I'm done with the stream. So if you guys have any more questions for me, feel free to answer or to answer to ask them. So I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds because we're having some delays, right? So you have to actually wait for the chat to write something. But as long as you don't have any questions, I think I'm going to end the stream right here. And thanks everyone for joining. And I'm gonna try to do more streams like this for you guys, where you can join live and ask me anything. I'm going to try to plan another stream tonight. So if you guys have any shorting requests for me for tonight's stream, just tag me in the Nest Club chat with the ticker, and I'll gladly take a look at it tonight on the next stream. All right, so take care everyone, and see you next time.